Good evening. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the garden, it's easy to believe that creating such beauty requires deep pockets. But I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. Some of the most inspiring gardens I've encountered were brought to life with a shoestring budget and a whole lot of heart. We'll unearth clever tricks, ingenious solutions, and time-tested techniques that will allow you to create a garden that's not only easy on the eyes but also on your wallet. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or a complete novice, this video is for you. Let's get started, shall we? Before we get lost in the weeds, pun intended, let's take a quick look at the key areas we'll cover today. First and foremost, we'll explore the world of budget-friendly plants. You'll be amazed at the sheer variety of beautiful, resilient plants that won't break the bank. Next, we'll don our DIY hats and discover how to create charming garden decor from recycled materials. Think rustic planters from old tires, whimsical paths from salvaged bricks, and eye-catching ornaments from discarded trinkets. Then, we'll delve into the art of maximizing space. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or a compact balcony, clever techniques like vertical gardening and companion planting can help you grow more in less space. We'll explore water-wise gardening practices from harvesting rainwater to selecting drought-tolerant plants. And let's not forget about maintenance. We'll uncover affordable tools and homemade solutions that will keep your garden looking its best without emptying your pockets. As the seasons turn, so do our gardens. We'll equip you with seasonal tips and tricks to ensure your garden flourishes year-round, all while keeping costs down. Finally, we'll tap into the power of community. From community gardens and seed exchanges to gardening clubs and online forums, there's a wealth of resources available to help you garden on a budget and connect with fellow enthusiasts. Now let's talk plants. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to spend a fortune to fill your garden with an abundance of color and texture. Some of the most rewarding plants are often the most affordable. Take for instance the humble seed. Starting from seed is not only incredibly cost-effective but also deeply rewarding. Watching a tiny seed sprout into a vibrant plant is an experience every gardener should have. Another budget-friendly option is to propagate plants from cuttings. Many plants readily root from cuttings, allowing you to create new plants for free. Ask friends, family, or neighbors if they have any cuttings to spare. You'll be surprised at their generosity. Local nurseries and garden centers can also be treasure troves of affordable plants. Look out for end-of-season sales, discounted plants, or even ask if they have any rescued plants in need of a good home. For sunny spots, consider easy-to-grow annuals like zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers. For shadier areas, hostas, ferns, and hellebores are excellent choices. And don't forget about herbs. Not only do herbs add flavor to your culinary creations, but they're also incredibly easy to grow and can thrive even in small spaces. One of the most enjoyable aspects of gardening is adding your own personal touch, and what better way to do so than by creating your own garden decor. With a little imagination and some readily available materials, you can craft unique and charming decorations without spending a fortune. Let's start with planters. Old tires, wooden crates, tin cans, and even old boots can be repurposed into unique and eye-catching planters. A fresh coat of paint, some drainage holes, and you're good to go. Consider creating garden paths from salvaged materials. Bricks, stones, gravel, or even wood chips can be used to create charming pathways that add structure and visual interest to your garden. Don't throw away those empty wine bottles. They can be transformed into whimsical garden edging or even decorative elements. Simply clean the bottles, insert them upside down into the soil, and you have instant rustic charm. The possibilities are truly endless. So gather your materials, unleash your creativity, and let your imagination run wild. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or a compact balcony, maximizing your garden space is essential, especially when gardening on a budget. Thankfully, there are clever techniques that allow you to grow more in less space. One such technique is vertical gardening. By training plants to grow upwards, you can make the most of vertical space even in the smallest of gardens. Trellises, obelisks, hanging baskets, and even repurposed pallets can all be used to create stunning vertical gardens. Another space-saving strategy is companion planting. This involves planting different species together that benefit each other. For instance, planting basil alongside tomatoes can help deter pests and improve tomato growth. Consider growing vining vegetables such as cucumbers, beans, or squash on trellises or arches. This not only saves space but also improves air circulation, reducing the risk of diseases. If you're short on ground space, raised beds are an excellent option. They provide better drainage, warm up faster in the spring, and allow for better control over soil quality. Even if you only have a sunny windowsill, you can still enjoy the pleasures of gardening. Herbs, salad greens, and even small vegetables can thrive in containers placed on a sunny windowsill. Water is the lifeblood of any garden, but it doesn't have to drain your budget. By adopting water-wise gardening practices, you can conserve water and still enjoy a lush and thriving garden. One of the most effective ways to conserve water is to install a rainwater harvesting system. This involves collecting rainwater from your roof and storing it for later use in your garden. Rain barrels are readily available at garden centers or can be easily made from recycled containers. When selecting plants for your garden, opt for drought-tolerant varieties. These plants have adapted to thrive in arid conditions and require less frequent watering. Lavender, rosemary, sedum, and yarrow are all excellent choices for a water-wise garden. Mulching is another essential practice for water conservation. A layer of organic mulch such as wood chips, bark, or straw helps to suppress weeds, retain soil moisture, and regulate soil temperature. Water your garden deeply and less frequently. This encourages plants to develop deep roots, making them more resilient to drought. Consider using a soaker hose or drip irrigation system to deliver water directly to the roots of your plants, reducing water waste through evaporation. Maintaining a beautiful garden doesn't require expensive tools or chemical-laden products. With a few essential affordable tools and some homemade solutions, you can keep your garden looking its best without breaking the bank. A sturdy pair of gardening gloves, a hand trowel, a hand rake, and a garden fork are essential tools for any gardener. These tools can be found at affordable prices at most garden centers or online retailers. Instead of purchasing expensive fertilizers, consider making your own compost. Composting is an excellent way to recycle kitchen scraps and yard waste into nutrient-rich fertilizer for your garden. Homemade pest control solutions can be just as effective as store-bought pesticides, without the harmful chemicals. A mixture of water and dish soap can be used to deter aphids and other soft-bodied insects. Regular weeding is essential for a healthy garden. Instead of using chemical weed killers, try mulching or hand weeding to keep weeds at bay. Pruning your plants regularly encourages healthy growth and prevents diseases. A sharp pair of pruning shears is all you need to keep your plants in shape. As the seasons change, so do the needs of our gardens, but that doesn't mean you need to overspend to keep your garden looking its best year-round. With a little planning and some seasonal know-how, you can enjoy a beautiful and productive garden in every season. In spring, focus on starting seeds indoors, preparing your garden beds, and planting cool season vegetables and flowers. Take advantage of the warmer weather to divide perennials and propagate new plants from cuttings. Summer is a time for abundance in the garden. Harvest your vegetables regularly, water deeply during dry spells, and stake or support tall plants to prevent them from flopping over. As autumn approaches, it's time to clean up the garden, remove spent crops, and prepare for winter. Plant cool season vegetables for a fall harvest, and consider planting cover crops to improve soil health over the winter months. Winter may seem like a quiet time in the garden, but there's still plenty to do. Order seeds and plants for the upcoming growing season, prune dormant trees and shrubs, and protect tender plants from frost. Gardening is often seen as a solitary pursuit, but it doesn't have to be. Tapping into the power of community can not only reduce your gardening costs, but also provide a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Community gardens are a fantastic resource for gardeners of all levels. They offer affordable access to gardening space, tools, and resources, as well as opportunities to learn from experienced gardeners. Seed exchanges are another great way to save money and expand your plant collection. Connect with other gardeners in your area to swap seeds, cuttings, and even plants. Gardening clubs and societies offer a wealth of knowledge and support for gardeners. They often host workshops, lectures, and garden tours, providing valuable insights and opportunities to connect with fellow enthusiasts. Online forums and social media groups dedicated to gardening can be invaluable resources for information, advice, and inspiration. By embracing the power of community, you can reduce your gardening costs, expand your knowledge, and connect with like-minded individuals who share your passion for gardening. From choosing budget-friendly plants and crafting charming DIY decor to maximizing space and tapping into community resources, we've unearthed a wealth of thrifty tips to help you create a beautiful and bountiful garden without overspending. Start small, experiment, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Now that you've seen how easy and affordable gardening can be, it's your turn to get your hands dirty. Start small, think creatively, and watch your garden grow.